Oh, I guess this one will have to be called me what 3 or 4. Don't know yet, but wanted to mention a couple more things about San Diego. One, I started my love of fishing. I don't even hardly remember when it first started, but I do remember bringing just stringers full of bluegill back. Somehow I turned on to taking a piece of liver or something and tying a string on it and throwing it in the water. This is in San Diego River. And then slowly lifting it up after a while, and there'd be crawdads hanging on. And you could grab them crawdads and twist their tail off and peel them and put that on your hook. And by God, no fish can avoid that. I mean, we were catching small bass, but mostly bluegill. And I know we used salmon eggs a little bit too, but I know it was in junior high. The folks would let my brother and I go grab our fishing tackle in our church clothes and hike clear down to the mission, which I'm sure was maybe a couple, 3 miles, but and then go to church. And then after church, we'd grab our tackle box and go fishing for the rest of the day and bring home some groceries. Little bitty old fish, but I'll tell you the truth, my mother cleaned and cooked every damn one of them. And so we had fish, every now and then. But I flat fell in love with fishing. And as I got a little bit older, we started going up and down the San Diego River and finding spots. And I remember I spent most of one summer there. I knew where there was a nice big bass. And I'd go fishing with my rod, my reel, and my teeny lucky 13 lure. And I could sneak up on this one bank and toss it over to the far bank, drag it into the water and pop it a little and let it just sit there and pop it again. And this bass had hit that thing every damn time I went fishing. And we'd have a hell of a fight, but he always managed to throw it. I never got a good hook set. It's probably my pole now to think about it. But anyway, I finally did catch him. He weighed 3 pounds. Pretty good sized bass for where I was at. Anyway, that plus being able to go with an older fella friend. I can't even remember his name, but we'd go on the bus to Shelter Island Pier and saltwater fish and catch halibut and bring them home in a bucket and stuff. And the bus drivers didn't care really. I mean, it never didn't stink too bad. So here's these two guys been out in the sun all day long, got dead fish in the bucket, catching the public bus system all the way home. But anyway, that was my fishing started young, and I loved it. I just wanted to throw that in right quick as we're talking about San Diego. Also, I got a pellet gun, so I was able to start shooting everything. I mean, doves and pigeons. How are you, buddy? Morning, mailman. Uh, anyway, I remember we used to just not full, but take a gunny sack and start putting pigeons and doves in there, and then because it was so far back home and everything, we'd just sit and tear them apart and eat them over the fire. It'd be something to eat. None of us were smart enough to bring a lunch, I don't think, ever. Anyway, so my hunting, and we had canyons everywhere. I could just jump a fence and run through the neighbor's backyard and drop down into a canyon, and nobody was able to know where we were or what we were doing all day long. And the neighborhood kids and I, that we did that pretty damn regular. And then also in high school, turned on to body surfing and was able to, and that started in junior high. Folks would let me hitchhike 10 miles to the beach, and we'd be there all day long. Did some shameful things too, like we discovered you could get money for pop bottles, and at first we're just running around looking for them. And then I remember one time here was this motel, and it had a Coke machine, and there's a bunch of bottles just sitting on the side of it, empty. And I thought, well, if they're just not gonna turn them in, just leave them here, I may as well have them. So I took some and went to the convenience store and traded them in for money. And as soon as I got that money, this guy grabbed my wrist, and he was from that motel, and he's going to take me to the cops. And he walked over to his car, took me outside, walked over to the car, and shoved me into the passenger seat and and walked around his car, and I waited till he got to his driver's seat, and I opened the door and all but. And I ran about it. We're only like a block, small block away from the beach. I remember splitting across that street and getting hit by a Volkswagen bus. Luckily, it was barely moving, but it tossed me into a parked car, and I rolled off and continued running. I think I went clear to Mission Beach, and it was well in the afternoon before I dared come back, see if that guy'd give up looking for me. But anyway, that was probably the last time I stole bottles too. I don't know. It was really fun times if you can picture junior high, going to the beach and being on your own all day, every day, maybe 5 days a week in the summer. So I was quite the beach bum. Never could afford a surfboard, but I sure learned to body surf with one fin. And there used to be some pretty decent waves. Anyway, I'm going to stop right here, and I just wanted to throw those other things about San Diego. It was kid paradise. I'm not even going to go into that finding that ammo dump. That was in junior high too. I had a really active junior high and high school. All right, enough of the